Today, we are stepping out of the recipe book and into the laboratory, which just happens to be your kitchen. Have you ever wondered why your friend's cake rises perfectly, but your comes out looking like a sad, flat pancake? It's not because they're lucky, it's because they realize it or not, but they are doing chemistry. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Whisk and Wisdom. Here, we'll be pulling back the curtain on why baking is the only craft where you can be a scientist in the morning and an artist in the afternoon. In this video, we are here to break down the big four, the core components of baking. First is flour, second is sugar, third fat, and fourth is liquid. So let's dive in. So, our very first component is flour. Whether we are baking professionally or just at home to fulfill our cravings, unless a specific type like a whole wheat or bread flour is mentioned, the term flour universally refers to all purpose flour that happens to be our maida. Think of flour as the invisible skeleton of your bakes. Inside that white powder are two proteins called glutenin and gliadin. When you add water and start mixing, they hold hands to form gluten, which gives strength and elasticity to your bread dough. For example, if you want a chewy pizza, knead it more to build that gluten. You want a soft cake, mix it as light as possible. It's all about the protein. Flour also contributes nutrition as it includes vitamin B, iron, and a dose of protein. Next, let's talk about the duo of delight, sugar and fat. While we love sugar for its sweetness, but in the kitchen, sugar is a functional powerhouse. The tenderizer. Sugar is a master tenderizer. It gets in the way of glutinous strands, preventing them from getting too tough. That's how we get that melt in mouth crumb. The golden touch. When it hits high heat, sugar undergoes caramelization and the Maillard reaction, giving your bakes those gorgeous golden brown edges and that complex deep flavor. The secret lifter. Aeration. When we beat sugar into butter, those tiny crystals act like miniature knives, cutting into the fat to create thousands of tiny air pockets. Those pockets expand in the oven, giving your cakes their beautiful airy lift. Now, the unsung hero, fat. Like butter and oil, think of fat as a tiny raincoat for your flour. It coats those protein particles so they can't soak up too much water, which prevents them from linking up into tough gluten. That's why fat is the ultimate tenderizer for a melt in mouth texture. But fat does more than just soften. It's also our air holder. When you cream butter and sugar together, the fat captures thousands of tiny air bubbles. In the oven, those bubbles expand, giving your cakes that signature fluffy lift. For the best results, your fat needs to be plastic. That means it should be soft and smooth, not rock hard or melted. Aim for that perfect sweet spot between 60 Fahrenheit and 80 Fahrenheit. That is your 15 to 27 degrees Celsius. If it's too cold, it won't hold air. And if it's too hot, it will just be a greasy mess. Finally, we arrive at the engine of our bake, liquids. Whether it's water, milk, or even liquid sugar like caramel. These are the universal catalyst. Without liquid, nothing happens. It's the wake up call that hydrates our protein to build gluten. And it's the spark that activates your leavening agents like yeast or baking powder. Now, here's the science. Once your bake hits the oven, that liquid turns into the steam. That steam creates pressure from the inside, pushing the dough up. That's the lift. That gives your bread its height and your cakes their beautiful crumb. Now think of it like this. If flour is the structure, the fat and sugar is the tenderizer, the liquid is the fuel that makes whole thing come to life. So there you have it. From the structural skeleton of flour to the golden finish of sugar, the tender touch of flour and the lifting power of liquid. You are not just following a recipe, you are managing a complex chemical reaction. So, the next time you're in the kitchen, remember that you are the lead scientist. Don't be afraid to experiment, understand, and your ingredient talk to each other. Most importantly, enjoy the process. If you love this deep dive into the science of baking, hit the follow button for more kitchen chemistry. Happy baking and keep following Whisk and Wisdom.